Hello, Kitty. Hello, stream. Good evening, people. For me, it's a lovely Friday evening. I don't know what time you're watching this video at or the live stream. I have a question. Who is the most annoyed and frustrated person with the recently announced cartel? Not cartel. The cartel stuff is a totally separate thing. Who is the most frustrated person with the result from the crate opening that Eric Musco showed us yesterday? Command rank 93, 94, I'm not really sure. And he pulled a green item, a green belt, a green earpiece, was it? Or an implant? I can't remember. And some trash. Awesome. Yes, there have been some changes that Bioware never announced, but because they haven't announced the previous changes to the command ranking system. So I think we did good by not discussing mind information, not that I ever planned to, but the command rank system has changed quite a bit. It's still RNG, it's still based on luck, it's still going to make us, well, not us, but some of us maybe, hate the game more than we hated it before. It might actually make others love the game more than before. I'm still not able to make up my mind. Do I love that system? Do I not care about it? I have decided to stop doing hard. Well, I don't think I want to say hardcore because I haven't been doing anything hardcore in the game since, I don't know, 2014 probably. I can't really remember when exactly I went into a more mellow state. But yeah, I've been actually raiding hard in 4.0 and up until the beginning of 4.7 when my team disbanded and most of the guys left the game for an indefinite and unpredictable break. Right now, I don't really care too much about the new gearing system, except that I'm a part of the community hates it, and I have memories. I remember how terrible the RNG was back in 2011, 2012. In those days, the PvE looting system was a total mess, but the PvP gearing up process was even worse. It was actually much, much worse compared to what the command rank is going to provide for us. It's still based on luck, but back then, the opening of, I don't even remember what they used to call them, boxes, crates, packs, something else. It was even more horrible, believe me, those of you who haven't actually played the game in 2011, 2012. And well, Bioware has changed the command ranking system to allow us to have more fun opening stuff, because last summer they designed that fancy, flashy, animated, cool-looking tool called the new pack experience. I think that's what they called it. And I think they've made it for a reason, not just for cartel pack opening, because the new command rank system is using a similar tool, not the same one, but a very similar one. With that said, I think we should jump into gameplay, and I have in front of me here somewhere all of your comments from the live stream video that I've released yesterday. It's the full recording. I've decided there is no point of me overviewing or recapping in a video format what was said yesterday, because except for those 1.5 minutes of showing cartel, command rank crates opening, there was nothing really else that's worth showing. And I've decided my written notes in the blog post that I've published yesterday would hopefully be enough. However, the video inspired some interesting comments, and since I was busy today and for other reasons, I didn't have a chance to respond to pretty much any of the comments, any of the questions, and any of the observations that you guys made based on the video and based on probably past experience, other videos as well. But Bioware has now finished talking and revealing details about Knights of the Eternal Throne, because next week is going to be a wrap-up, summary, and Q&A live stream, and I highly doubt that they're going to tell us any more big secrets. There might be some fine-tuning details that maybe they would be ready to reveal less than a week from the early access. For those of you who don't know, early access of KOTET is scheduled for 29th, so that's exactly 11 days from now. And the original release is going to happen on the 2nd of December. There is a pre-order button on the website, but don't be fooled, there is nothing to pre-order. You just need to subscribe. If you're a subscriber on the 2nd of December, you will get access to Knights of the Eternal Throne. As far as story goes and companions go, I think maybe I should just log into the game, do a little bit of gameplay, and maybe we'll start talking about how much we like the shift away from companion stories, how much we dislike the fact that probably most of our favorite companions, Doc, Quinn, and God knows how many more, will not return or maybe never return. We don't really know yet. This girl is level 60, Myla Christie, Sniper. She is the last character that I've prepared for the Dark vs. Light event, and actually second one. Second and last, makes sense. There is a Ragu outbreak, okay, we know that. You vote for Kira. Let's make a vote, okay, type the name of your favorite companion, let's see the result. Hey Jan, thanks for joining. Hello everybody, welcome guys, thank you for joining. I know that the waiting part in the very beginning is probably the most annoying part of my and anybody else's live stream, but you know why I'm doing that. I hope that nobody is really frustrated at me for delaying the launch of the stream. At the moment I click launch, the stream goes live, emails are sent, set alerts are sent, and other things as well. So I'm giving always a few minutes time for everybody to jump in if they want to. So far, we are voting for Kira as everybody's favorite character. The statement that the new planets won't be open worlds was a bit of a disappointment, and it makes me wonder where we find the new highest tier of craft mats. That's a statement from Sir Lionel. Well, Lionel, I can tell you that the planets are good, fun, and enjoyable. Yep, I wish for a big, giant, normal, classic looking and classic behaving planet like the original ones, like the origin ones I should say, but I don't really believe that's something we can ever expect anymore from Star Wars The Old Republic, whether it's for good or not. I don't know, it's been long enough since we've received an open world planet to explore and level up. And as for gathering materials, that's something I have been asking myself. And that's something I'm really hoping that Bioware is going to solve in a proper way. Actually, the scale up in crafting is not that big. So unless you're in a hurry or you have just one character and you need piles and piles of crafting materials, you should be more than perfectly fine. Is there such a thing? Higher tier than more than perfectly fine? Silly Vulkk. You should be perfectly fine to send your companions to missions. I don't know if Bioware announced the change to companions, so silly as it sounds, I will not mention it, but yeah, crafting should not really be a problem. And even if it looks like a problem, a day after you start grinding the crafters for yourself, you will be done. Ooh, Scourge, really? Oh, you're not allowed to say more than one. Come on, G-Star. Hey, Mike. I think everybody's favorite so far is Kira. Come on, I don't know how many folks we have right now in the live stream, but I need more votes. What do you guys say? Which one is your favorite companion out of those that has not returned yet? Kira is definitely one of the companions that have never returned. I personally like her side story, but it was too minor and too sidestepping, sidetracking, distracting, I should say. Meiko, ooh, first vote for Nadia, there we go. Nadia is among my favorite companions. She has a decent story. Risha is a character I never managed to understand, probably because I was not originally a huge fan of the smuggler. That's the same Risha, right? I'm not mistaken. I like that from J-Star. Jessa, I want my crazy wife back. Well, it's only your fault marrying a crazy chick. Is it a crazy dark chick or a crazy light chick that you've selected? Is what I'm wondering though. Let's see now. I need to go and pick up a few heroics if I want to do something. After all, this is supposed to be a gameplay stream with just commentary on top of it and not the other way around. Maybe if I start doing some heroics and keep talking, that would be better. Where the hell is my favorite planet? I'm not delaying stuff. I want quick finish. And it seems that maybe I've done it. Yep, crap. I suppose I have done it in this reset. Well, what else would be the best planet to go for heroics? Any lower level planet, probably. Definitely not Taris. I don't want to go to Taris. I'm gonna go with Tatooine. Can't really say if it's the quickest, but there are quite a few heroics there. And they're fun. Or, I think they're fun. So, I'm traveling. Let me actually switch to this screen so you don't have to see my start menu and everything else. We'll breeze through some of the comments under the live stream video from yesterday. And let's see, the first one that was posted just 2 hours ago comes from the Vox Deuce. No matter what Charles says, it's obvious that Bioware decided to abandon the portions of the story that people actually liked in favor of their lame-brained jump straight to level 60 scheme. It was a dumb idea to strip all of the companions away. It was a dumb idea to introduce them within the context of the main story arc. They all should have been Alliance alert missions. On this, I agree 200%. Why would they bother bringing more than just one or maybe two companions through the main storyline? That wasn't really a cool idea, because there are so many companions, and bringing just a handful of them but leaving the whole bunch of the other ones out makes people angry. Why not my companion? I love this girl more than the other girl. I like this traitor. I'm highlighting a specific traitor companion here. Or I like this monster. Bring it back. Let's see. And it's dumber still that they are still going to be on hold literally 2 years after they made their asinine decision. I don't know that word. I apologize. The comment actually keeps on in a few more lines with similar sayings. Basically, I have to say that I agree on the statement that deciding to bring back companions with the main storyline is a bad idea. There are far too many companions for the main story to be able to accept all of them and to allow them to come back in a reasonably short time frame. But I don't really agree that I personally like the main story of Knights of the Fallen Empire. Taking out the clutter with the farming of Sky Troopers for hours and hours, it was a fun story. The lack of choices was a little bit disturbing, but if you've played more than one or two characters, you had a chance to see the differences. We wanted more of them, and the Eternal Throne will offer us more differences, and just as Bioware promised, the choices will be more meaningful. The voice actors wanted too much money. That's a good reason for companions to not return. Maybe the negotiations continue even now. The new leveling changes to the command rank has not been announced officially, and I would prefer not to say anything about it at the moment, or at least I didn't see it mentioned officially anywhere yesterday and today. A lot of information was revealed, but let's not speculate. Even though it's only about 10-11 days until the release, there is still time for Bioware to change, or God forbid, make up for some silly things that they're about to do. As far as looting green gear from those crates, now you have to remember, yes, Moscow was ranked 93, which seems high to some of us, but it is actually not that high, or it's not going to be that high. We still don't have an official confirmation what the cap is going to be, or if that cap is going to change in 2 months with another content patch or something else. We do have for almost 5 years, we have a legacy cap at level 50, which means Bioware is not exactly keen on changing these caps for the game mechanics and the game systems. So it's very likely that whatever cap the command ranking system is going to have, maybe it will stay for at least a year or so, until eventually the next expansion comes, if it does. I really hope it does. I wouldn't like this game to die. I'm more than used of everybody around me trashing the game, and yet I keep playing it, I keep enjoying it. There are things I don't enjoy, don't take me wrong. I would wish instead of Uprisings we would have one raid and a couple of flashpoints, and that would be probably more than good for a huge chunk of the community, or a huge chunk of the serious raiding and endgame playing community. Uprisings are cool. It was really good of Bioware to show us a full Uprising run twice, once in story mode, once in hard mode a couple weeks ago, when they invited the Bad Feeling podcast guys to play in their office. Have you ever wondered why they have been included? Well, obviously first because they do a very nice and interesting show, but secondly it's because they are local and it's extremely easy and cheap for Bioware to invite them and play with them there. It's not like they can afford to invite someone from the other corner of the country, or God forbid, the other corner of the world. As for the green loot, you have to keep in mind, guys, that those of us who are used to wearing purple stuff for years, we consider the blue and the green total trash. Maybe Bioware is changing that. Maybe the stat differences, maybe the stat difference is not going to be so humongous. Is that the proper word I think I'm using? Maybe the green gear will be much closer in terms of stats and boosts compared to the purple one. Maybe the major difference between green, blue, and purple is going to be just a few points. We don't know officially that. I know there is mined information, but I still want to remind you that mined doesn't mean it's finished. Yes, it's too soon now. I mean, too late now. We only have a few days until the expansion. And unlikely it is that something is going to change. But my topic was any green piece, even if it's green, it might be an upgrade for you. So it's not a wasted crate. You are actually upgrading something, and maybe 2 hours late when you rank up a few more times and you earn a few more crates, you will be able to replace it if you're lucky and if the gods of luck are on your side for the day. If they're not, you'll be screwed and you'll keep farming and farming until you fall asleep or until you unsubscribe. Someone posted today, I'm not really sure if it was a message on Twitter or under one of my videos. I didn't have time to reply and it actually faded away in my memory. They mentioned that they are considering going preferred status, and will that be sufficient? Yes, it will. If you don't care about endgame, preferred status or status, I prefer to say it's status. I know it's wrong, but hey, bear with me. I'm not an English-speaking person. Preferred status is perfectly viable once you receive access to all of the content the game has to offer. You're still capable of leveling alts, and you can still spend a tiny bit of real-life money if you want and if you can afford it to buy some unlocks or maybe buy some character slots, because I would imagine the main thing someone would want to buy as a preferred status, except for a subscription maybe, is character slots. What is a non-subscriber going to be able to do in the game? Level more characters, experience more stories. I don't know what else. Tell me, guys, those of you who stay preferred for longer, what do? You're basically very limited from doing, or forbidden, I should say, from doing endgame content even now. The problem, let's see, a message from Allard. The problem is not the color and the stats. My problem is the apparent low chance of dropping set bonus gear. We don't know the chances. We don't know the ratio. Bioware keeps changing that. We're less than 2 weeks from launch, and they've just made a change that, again, wasn't really officially announced, but it's still rumored and mined and discussed all over the internet. And it is mostly because Musco actually showed it yesterday. So we don't know the chance. And keep in mind, you're not really that very limited in terms of getting your ults. The limitations are just slightly higher or more frustrating than what they are currently in 4.7. What I mean is, you can still earn gear that your character doesn't want. I cannot show you on this character, but let me quickly relog to... Hi, Sveti. Let me relog to Vulkk, for example, because I believe he's the guy of all of my raiding characters that has the biggest amount of junk in his inventory in terms of leftover from raids, things that I don't need. The fact that I don't need them with the new patch 5.0 means that these would be tokens from crates. If I don't need them, I can transfer the mods, yes, the mods, to another character. Or my second option is to actually destroy them, disassemble, whatever the word was. Oh, I think I've removed most of them from Vulkk's inventory, apparently. Let's then check guild. There is no... There we go, my cargo hold. Maybe they are here. Maybe not. Aha, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 belts. 3 hands, 4 implants, a bunch of other things. That's a lot of trash that I have a chance to disassemble and get back some command rank points, or maybe something else. Maybe I can give the items to another character. It's not exactly the same when you're gearing your ults through your main. It's slower, it's more boring, but it is an option. And it's kind of similar to what our option is currently today. Yes, 29th is 11 days from now. Disintegrate, thank you. That's the proper term apparently Bioware is using. I didn't bother to remember it, and I probably should have. Erasmo makes a good point. At one point, everyone will have the best endgame gear, even with just doing heroics or flashpoints. It's actually a good point, but that depends on the playtime. If you want to have 5,000 hours of playtime on your character, then yes. Otherwise, believe me, farming solo content is not the way to earn command rank points. Bioware has done a good job at promoting team play. You will have a chance to get more points for your ranks when you do solo stuff when it is highlighted, but the highlighted stuff is one day of the week, if I'm not mistaken, or if they don't decide to change it in the last minute. So soloing stuff is going to be incredibly slow. And I wouldn't be surprised if there is another mechanic or a rule secretly implemented to actually hurt you even more when you're solo farming your gear. Actually, let me show you a blog post, if I can find it. Jim actually tweeted the link to me a few days ago, and it's a blog post that I follow, but not exactly every day, so I can't really remember where I saved it. Let's see if I can find it like this. Ah, there we go. Really good post on the Revelation blogspot. Switching screens quickly. Let me maximize this, not that you'll see best. The title is really interesting. Picking flowers to gain best in slot equipment. How Lord of the Rings Online monetizes its endgame gear grind. If you read down through the article, through the blog post, you will find many similarities to what Star Wars The Old Republic might end up being in 2017. It's not there yet because everything so far is being constantly changed and tweaked, and not everything has been announced. But yep, doing heroics, I apologize to those of you who love doing heroics, but to me, doing heroics is just like picking flowers in Lotro. It's not supposed to earn you anything nearly remotely connected to end game credits, currency, or God forbid gear. However, Bioware is going for that direction, and you can't really blame them. Ooh, look at that, I have enemies around. Let's maybe check what the hell am I doing. I think I'm missing the point of that stupid heroic. Killing enemies left and right with no purpose. That's Vulkk's best activity during live streams. It's better to be a legendary player. What do you mean by that? Do you mean the legendary player as in someone who has leveled all of the classes? I don't think that matters. Why would it matter to you? The RNG is bad, but the fact that Musco pulled, what, 2-3 crates? I can't even remember at the moment. I think he opened 2 crates and he got green items. Okay, that's fine, but maybe he was just the extremely unlucky case and he was doing that live, so he couldn't really show anything good or designed to be good ahead of time. So maybe he was just lucky enough to demonstrate the unluckiest ever opening of a crate, or maybe the system is indeed that horrible. I can't really say. Hey, you friendly. Welcome, mate. Will they just convert those 2018 expertise to mastery from the PvP gear, or maybe distribute it to 3 primary stats? I can't say on that. That's one of the things I didn't even bother checking, and that's really a big mistake from me, but even if I did, Bioware hasn't announced it officially yet, so I wouldn't be allowed to say anyway. The fact is that one and same gear with one and same bonuses will be for absolutely every player from now on. And that's, I don't know the English saying, but that's actually both hurting us and benefiting us. Hi, Jim. You opened 3 crates, you say? Okay, thank you. Yeah, we only have 11 days, and please be mindful that for the first days of my live streams and channel activity, I will post a separate video to warn you guys. There will be spoilers. There is no way for me to avoid spoilers, so please pay attention to what I'm going to tell you now. It's not directly connected to the title of my live stream for today, and I will make a separate video for it to make sure that it reaches as many of my subscribers and followers as humanly possible. After the launch on 29, there will be spoilers on my channel. I'll do my best to not put the most revealing thumbnails and titles, but there won't be generic titles either, so I won't be naming my videos Chapter 1 walkthrough. There will be something catchy, something telling you what you're going to find in the video, whether it's dark side or light side. Maybe sometimes I will mention this one dying or this one betraying you or something else. That's not spoiler, actually. I'm just blabbling. There will be spoilers, so if you want to stay completely in the dark, the worst thing that you could do is eventually unsubscribe from my channel. I would wish you don't do that because I enjoy your company and hopefully you enjoy mine. Or maybe the second option is don't open your emails. But if you unsubscribe from my channel, you have to probably unsubscribe from a number of other channels that will be publishing the same kind of content. And believe me, I have taught myself to, well, I've tried to teach myself to publish videos with not too much of revealing titles, but not generic ones. After all, I want my videos to be properly ranked on YouTube, and I want them to be discovered. Otherwise, what would be the purpose of publishing these videos? So yeah, that was my point. After the release, there will be a huge amount of videos, and many of them will contain spoilers. But the amount of videos, yes, that's another thing I want to warn you guys. I have been preparing for quite a bit of content release in the first days. And I don't know if it's good news or bad news, but I've just learned today that my holiday still stays. So from the week of 27th or 28th until, well, the whole week following the launch of the expansion, I will be on holiday and available to play everything and anything that I wish. I've specifically reserved and requested these 7 days so I can enjoy the expansion because, well, I could afford it. I had some days to spare. I didn't want to spend money and go somewhere where my ass will freeze off during the winter. And I've decided to spend my last 7 free days for the year playing my favorite game. I hope that's going to be a good decision for both me and you. And whether it will be, whether we will be enjoying ourselves together live or not so live, that depends to be seen, hopefully soon. Hi, Trio. Valkyries. What did Valkyrie say? Where did that happen? I like that spoiler. Spoiler warning, you become a galactic commander in Knights of the Eternal Throne. Oh, no. Don't say that. That's a big spoiler. That's like saying your character will survive at the end of the story. Oh no, I will have a chance to keep playing my character? What the hell? I was really hoping that my character will be killed. Who would expect your character to be killed? I mean, Arkan couldn't... Oh, that's a spoiler alert from Chapter 8 in KOTET. So, Arkan couldn't kill us. Why would anybody or anything else be able to kill us? And back then, Arkan was mighty emperor and ruler. He was supposed to be so much more powerful than me. And he couldn't kill me. I don't care about rewards. I don't care about these things. Just go away. And just to be sure that I don't sell it, not that it's so important, I'm going to sell this one as well. The good news is I can't sell my Dr. Ogrob. That's really good news. Ooh, green crystal. Green crystals will be going bye-bye in 11 days.
You and me, we're getting good.
How do you know if Lana would be willing to sleep with you? You don't know what horrible decisions you might be forced to do during Knights of the Eternal Throne, and maybe Lana would not like you anymore. I've actually never romanced Lana, well, except for my last Jedi consular. And hey, Peter. I can't really say if I would enjoy doing romance with Lana. I did it with the same gender romance, which was fun, but I haven't actually expanded upon it. Maybe I should. Where the hell is the entrance? Oh, right here. I think I wanted to mention something else before I get far too distracted. Let's see. A comment under the live stream video from yesterday from Asi Ace. For the love of God, what's the point of having 20 companions already? Why could we not use our old class companions we had? I have 20 or however many companions it is now, and there is absolutely no point. I can't send them to all to craft. It's absolutely garbage. This company is losing its grip on the game and what's needed rather than what's not necessary, but hey, we are going to put it in. Okay, that's the last part is a little bit of a rant, but the first part is very valuable. Bioware went above and beyond with the introduction of new and pointless companions in Fallen Empire. I was really hoping that at least in Chapter 15 or Chapter 16, we will get to see all of these silly Alliance companions doing something meaningful. It doesn't have to be dramatic. They don't need to die. I don't need to decide their fate because they are just fillers. But that didn't happen. The big issue for me personally is that those new companions, especially not by new companions, I mean the ones that we don't know from previous class stories. I mean the totally new, brand new, different companions. We don't know them. We don't know their story. We've learned a little bit of their story throughout the Fallen Empire Alliance recruitment process. But that's not why we enjoy companions. That's not why we pick up companions. That wasn't the original design from Bioware in 2000 and God knows when they started working on these companions and their missions and their personalities. I too have, I don't know, 20, 200, 2 million companions. I'm not able to use them. I don't even know them. I keep using 1, 2, maybe 3 companion stops. And I primarily use one and the same dock for Vulkk's activities. For some of my other characters, I just use whichever one happens to be spawned at the time of me logging into the game because they're so exactly the same. It doesn't really matter. Most of them don't even speak. If they were speaking, saying lines, it would mean something and it would make me think, okay, do I want this one to talk behind me or the other one to trash me or maybe the third one to support me because they all do exactly the same healing type that I need. Or maybe, okay, not healing, but tanking or whatever else. If the companions had personality, it would be meaningful to have 20 or 200 of them. In this version, no. So that's actually a smart idea. I never liked the companion recruiting missions. That's why I did them only once. I don't know if you guys have been following my activities that seriously. But I've done the Alliance recruitment missions once on Vulkk and never on my other characters, except for maybe a few when I was trying to go for the achievement of Dark vs. Light. I was never a huge fan of those, really. They're more frustrating than they should be. And not having to deal with new and boring companions in 5.0 is actually good news to me. The story is good. It's actually far better than Fallen Empire, and I really, really want to start talking about it, but I don't want to piss off anybody from Bioware and make them regret for allowing me to have access to see the story. One thing I want to say, and that's again from personal perspective and personal opinion, I like the story. I think because someone asked me a couple of days ago, the story of Eternal Throne is equally good to be watched and played. Of course, it depends the video you're watching, if the person bothered to present the story in a nice way so you can actually follow the dialogues and the action, or maybe they just did a completely casual playthrough talking on top of it. That's something I've been trying to avoid throughout all last year when I was playing the chapters from Fallen Empire. I was trying to keep quiet and have the dialogue shine during my live stream. So whether I've done a good job or not, maybe that's up for you guys to decide. But the story of Knights of the Eternal Throne is equally good to be experienced from first hand, as in you play the story, or if you prefer to save your money or, I don't know, do something else with your money, you can watch videos on the internet. What the hell is... I wanted to ask you or tease you with a question, but I can't really find it. It was related to a comment, unfortunately. It was actually G-Star who posted apparently the mind information that everybody has been talking about, the tiers for how command rank is going to work. I just found the comment from the same video from yesterday. I cannot count up to that high. That's my answer to how many Sky Troopers does Eternal Throne have. No, believe me, the story is far better than Fallen Empire, and I think it's a lot more entertaining. Whether you will like it, whether you will connect with the decisions and with the characters that we're going to meet and fight or join, that's entirely up to personal preference. I really like the new story far better than Fallen Empire. And I'm absolutely eager to play through the story with you guys. Oh, actually, just come up with a cool idea. I think it's cool. So let me just finish that heroic. And I want to offer you guys a poll. That poll will remain active until the launch of the expansion. It will depend on you. What do you want to see on the first days on my channel? Do you want to see the live streams and walkthroughs and the story first from the dark side perspective or light side perspective? So I'm going to make that poll in just a minute as soon as I finish the silly heroic that I'm doing. And please take a time and vote. I'll make sure to reach as many of you as humanly possible by making that poll popular, posting it everywhere. I will definitely ask those of you who use actively Twitter to help me out with retweets, maybe shares on Facebook. That's really, really important. I like both versions of the story and I think they're both worth seeing. And since I have seen them, it's more important for me now what the majority of the people who will be joining my live streams after the launch of the expansion, what do you want to see first? So it can never be equally pleasing to everybody. I know that some percentage will want dark side, some percentage will want light side, but the first playthroughs that I will be doing will be completely dark and or completely light. There won't be diversities as in one dialogue options we go light side, the next one we go dark side. This will eventually follow later on. I missed the separate class stories as well, one dear, definitely. Hey, Raux. So let me jump to create the poll. And as soon as I post the link, you guys promise to start voting because that's for you. If you don't vote, you will eventually end up watching whatever I or someone else decides. Where the hell is the link for Strap poll? Come on now. It was here. Did I delete it? Oh, there we go. Straw poll. It's actually loading very slow. There we go. What do you think? 3 simple options. Improve spam preventions. I don't think I care about spam. Nobody would really want to bother spamming this exact poll. It's not really mind-blowing. Allow multiple poll answers. I don't think there is a point for this to be multiple answers. Ooh, neutral is also an option, yeah. I just like touching the dark side. I like how this sounds. And since you actually didn't say anything else, I would just take it out of context, since there is no context, and think about it the way I please. What came first, Revan or Ziost? I don't know. That's a debate or a question for the eternity. I hope you're joking because we've already discussed that last week or the week before when I really struggled to remember which one of the stories came first. Create the poll. Let's stop wasting time. And, well, share the poll, I suppose. So, please give me your votes. This poll will be active for quite some time. Well, actually, until the early afternoon of 29th of November, when the servers are hopefully going to be launched without a delay. But hey, that's Bioware, that's a big expansion, and we do expect delays. We didn't experience delays last year, I believe. Can you guys remember? Not with the expansion launch, at least. Lenny face. You can't paste a link, unfortunately, but I'm really interested to see what do you mean by a Lenny face. Is it Lenny Kravitz or Lenny? Whoa, very interesting competition. Thank you for the quick votes. More of you need to vote now. Come on, it's for you guys. Light side is taking the lead. We only have 12 voters so far. I'm hoping for far more because I hope that more of you are going to join me in the walkthroughs. I'm calling them walkthroughs because I know the story and I will be telling you about different parts of the story, what I found. Maybe there are some things that I haven't found. Hi, Sebastian. You're a little bit sleepy, I see. Okay, I'm going to leave the poll open in my background and switch back to do maybe at least one more heroic. I was supposed to level up today, and look at that. 55 minutes into the live show, and Vulkk has leveled 3/4 of a level, maybe plus minus. Dispatch the Sand People forces. Okay, that's good. I need 8 more. Let's go kill them all. Now that I've mentioned it, how many of you guys are fans of Metallica? Did you buy the new album? Please say yes. Don't torrent, don't download. The new album is cool and it absolutely deserves the $10 to $15 or, well, there are higher prices available depending on what you want to buy. But I personally purchased the normal version for the MP3s. I don't think I'm allowed to say how many hours of gameplay. If you're talking about the story, there is enough. Well, of course, you will play through the story once, 2, 4 times, and then you will get bored with it. It is a one character focused story, so you can't really play through it 15 times and not get bored. There are not that many choices, but there are choices, and I want to say they are better, but again, that's personal preference and personal opinion. My stream started lagging. Do a quick refresh. If it keeps lagging, just lower the resolution. If you're watching on the source resolution, that's 1080p with 60 FPS on 13,000, I think. No, 9,000 kilobits per second. That's quite high. Stop stunning me, stop sissying me, stop. Just stop doing that. Quick check, because someone might be experiencing issues. No dropped frames. Let's see. The stream seems to be working. Oh.
Getting good.
For me, it's working now. Just do a reset, refresh F5 or something. Right. I think anyway, we've actually talked about most of the things that I wanted to talk about for today. So even if the stream keeps lagging, it shouldn't be such a big issue. Just one more time, just in case someone new has joined, this is the poll that I need you to do your vote on. Oh, the planets. I wanted to mention Nathema, or as I would prefer to call it, and hopefully you will forgive me for keep calling it Nathema, because I'm an old fan and that's how I've learned it or heard it the first time. Nathema, to me, is one of the best and most interesting planets. Unfortunately, we don't know much about it. It's a completely legend planet, I think, or I can't really remember any canon in the new Disney canon regarding Nathema. And yes, Bioware already revealed, they actually showed a few screenshots yesterday during the live stream from Nathema. It's not a dead planet. I mentioned that in my stream notes. I hope that everybody gets that. If you haven't read comic books or the Revan novel, which actually very detailedly explains about Nathema and what was happening there. Maybe you know about the ritual performed by the emperor, who now unfortunately bears the name Vulkk. I mean, it's not a bad name, it's just that Vishyati is so much more badass, and I've always preferred Vishyati as a name. But he is immortal, and he became immortal by performing a special, what should I call it, experiment on Nathema. It's not a dead planet as Ziost, for example. Ziost is a dead planet because there is nothing on it. Nathema is a depleted planet, I think, is the best word that I can come up with right now at this moment. Vulkk, did you like the Uprisings, and how is that? I can't really say much about them except for maybe comment on the one that Bioware showed, because they did show us the hot Uprisings. I do like the idea of mini bosses, and by mini bosses I mean they are special bosses in the encounter, but compared to Flashpoint bosses and Operation bosses, what we're going to face in the Uprisings are mini bosses, because they have more simple mechanics and less number of mechanics until you defeat them. Hopefully there might be one or more new mechanics when you jump up a mode from story mode to veteran mode and then to master mode. For those of you who don't know, we still have the story hard mode and nightmare mode for the Uprisings, but Bioware is now calling them story, veteran, and master. The master mode will not be available when the expansion launches at some point, maybe in January or February. The nightmare mode of the Uprisings will be available. I don't expect anything different to be changed there. I think the boss encounters and the fights overall in the Uprisings will be following the example from Eternity Vault and Karag's Palace. More HP, more damage, maybe for some pools, more adds, more trash pools, or something like that. I don't expect new mechanics, but if there are some to happen, that would be a wonderful surprise, and I'm really looking forward to trying the different modes of the Uprisings, even though I said I won't bother. No, it's not the same. Well, I don't want to really spoil any more from the game, because on Nathema with Eternal Throne, you will have quite a story to explore. And if you don't want to bother exploring it, I have something prepared for you when the expansion launches, so you can actually check my website and video and YouTube channel if you want to get that beforehand, or if you don't want to bother exploring it yourself. Maybe there are more things that I haven't been able to discover and be able to present to you. Maybe I'll discover them together with you during the live walkthroughs. What mic do I use? Oh, my microphone. It's a Rode NT-USB, I believe. I can't really remember. I hope you like it, though. I bought it last January, thanks to my patrons, by the way. You can find the link in my hardware article. You can find my hardware article on my website. Maybe I can find it for you instead of just trying to explain. Type a hardware search, and we've got Vulkk's hardware configuration. There we go. For those of you who are interested in checking out my hardware, each one of the items is linked with a price to Amazon. It's the US Amazon, so the price would be in US dollars. And the exact model of the microphone is, how the hell do I dare forget what was my microphone model? Rode NT-USB, so I didn't make a mistake with the model. A little bit of a silence for me to catch up. Ooh, let's show the mug. The mug is the best part of every Vulkk live stream, isn't it? Oh, I think I've missed your rant. Let me scroll up. The good news is I can scroll up and down through the chat and check what I've missed now, because the chat is not overlaid on the screen and I don't have to worry about these scrolling up and down. On one stream, they said that Galactic Commander rank don't have any connection with cartel market, but later I saw as maybe some of that there is or will be some 5-pack XP bonus that you could get. Yes, this is mined information. Bioware has not officially announced yet that rank experience boost will be available on the cartel market. We are all praying to all available gods that this doesn't happen. If it happens, and if the mined information confirms to be true at the launch, this will be the single most overpowered and pay-to-win item available in the game. I mean, maybe I'm a little bit more dramatic than what I should be, but believe me, so far, this cartel market doesn't offer not a single pay-to-win item. You might consider this item or that item to be overpowered or that they shouldn't be available on the market. But none of the items that Bioware is selling currently on the cartel store are actually allowing you to win against your opponents. Being able to inspire or buff or upgrade your ranks quicker means that this is directly influencing you and your chance of upgrading your gear far better and far quicker than your opponents. That's why I consider this eventual new pack XP boost for Commander rank to be pay-to-win item. Well, no, it won't be a pay-to-win game, but it is unfortunately the beginning of the end of the good version of the cartel market as we know it. Because as much as I don't follow in details, that's some kind of similar to what happened in LOTRO. Originally, LOTRO had a in-game store as well. They didn't offer anything pay to win for a good amount of time. If Zentrax is still around here, maybe he can tell us in more detail about when exactly LOTRO became a pay to win game and a pay to... I don't know of a better description than pay to win. I have completed the heroic. Maybe it's time for me to move on. Maybe if I'm lucky enough. Hell yeah! After more than 1 hour, I finally managed to level up. Phew. Pay to pimp. Yeah, pay to pimp is actually... You deserve props. Let me see. Takamura's comment. SWTOR is not going to be a pay to win. Is not a pay to win, but it is a pay to pimp. Yes, pimping is very, very important for any free-to-play game, I believe. Hey Zen, it's nice to see that you're still around. Wasting traffic, precious traffic for my live stream. What the hell is this? Open heroic. It's too far though. I'll do it later. Oh, a bunch of people waiting here. Let's see what G-Star says. What Vishyat used on Natima and Zyos was a thought bomb. And I like the connection with this idea to the old Star Wars canon. I think canon is with a C, but hey, don't take my word for granted because I'm the person who usually doesn't know how to spell or pronounce words. The new Seed Wars were also finished with a thought bomb. I don't know, maybe it's because I've not heard it in English, but I didn't know that they actually call this a thought bomb. And I don't know if you guys are aware, the new Star Wars book about Rogue One, completely different topic, vaguely remotely related to books and Star Wars. The new Rogue One novel was released 2 or 3 days ago, Catalyst, And I was really hoping to see Bulgarian translation before the launch of the movie, because we have about a month until the launch of Rogue One in theaters, and I much more prefer to read any kind of literature in my own language. I don't know if it's wrong for me to say, but it's not just easier. No, that's just a part of the reason. I do dare to say that Bulgarian language is actually much richer than most other languages that exist in the entire world, which means that there are far more options for something to be displayed, to be explained, or presented. And that's why I enjoy reading the damn things in my own language. Of course, it's also much easier, and I read maybe closer to twice faster when I don't have to translate stuff in my mind. But anyway, the sidestep is done. I won't mention Rogue One anymore until eventually we go to see the movie. Do I need to get stunned every single moment? Let's take care of the smaller guys first. Oh. Wow. Well, for you, the good part is that most of the books are immediately available with the German translation. I cannot even begin describing you guys how much better the Witcher books, for example, feel, look, sound, and read in my own language. It's not just because it's my language and I understand it better. Maybe it is. Maybe actually from my point of view. Well, all of the Slavonic languages, I think, are considered to be tough to learn and very rich in terms of different kinds of phrasing or expressions. The light side story with the gunslinger, I don't have one available and ready to do it at the moment. So that right now means no. And after I finish this character's task, reaching level 65 and be done with Dark vs. Light, which I hope to do today or maybe tomorrow. Obviously, it won't happen during the live stream because it was supposed to be a short live stream. Mostly because I want these live stream recordings to be watchable and viewable. And if I do a live stream for 3 hours, first I will be exhausted at the end of it. After all, I'm recording this and live streaming on Friday. I'm dead tired after a very hard and long week of working. But the good news is we have a weekend ahead of us. The weather promises to be cool. And I forgot what I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, after I finish with this character and with Dark vs. Light, I want to return and finish the Bounty Hunter origin story. My bounty hunter, if you remember, is called Burzo. Well, he is my third bounty hunter. Mercenary, actually, to be more exact. And I've left the episodes to number 22. Although 23 has been recorded and waiting to be released for ages now. But I want to finish it. I left it because Dark vs. Light was released. I didn't expect the Dark vs. Light event, and therefore I had to just cancel the currently going series and give some more time for my new characters to shine, because I wanted the Dark vs. Light achievements, and I've already achieved everything I wanted from the Dark vs. Light, or actually everything I needed. The next tier that I'm about to complete, the Eternal tier, is just a bonus. I don't care too much about the Blue Cheese Light Side Companion, but forgive me for not remembering who said that during my previous live stream. I would absolutely love to make a new Sentinel Cheese and level up together with my new companion. 2 damage dealers playing together, that would be fun. So yeah, shortly after 5.0 launches, you guys should expect a new Sentinel in Vulkk's small army to be created. Simply because I want to play with that new companion and dressing them equally, having same weapons, and performing same kind of animations and abilities. I think it would be cool. Plus, I'm lucky enough to have Sentinel as my main and favorite class, so I actually do know how to play it very well, believe it or not. There are too many of them. Do you mean I have too many of them, or there are too many sentinels overall in the game? I'm not going to play with that sentinel anywhere else besides leveling. And I actually haven't done a leveling of Jedi Knight in more than 1.5 years. My last one was Sabrosa, the Dark Side Sentinel. And it is time again for me to do the... I got distracted by reading chat. The light side version of the Sentinel. Yes, I don't have many options. Well, I do actually have far more options than what I did before, because I've been opening hypercrates for a long time now, which actually is another topic I should probably touch base on. Let me check my current state. Not that one. Okay, that works as well. 13,000. That's actually the bare minimum I'm going to need at the end of November to be able to give away all of the prizes I have for my patrons on Patreon, the monthly giveaway, and hopefully maybe have 1,000 left to do a Patreon monthly giveaway, which I had to cancel for this month. Yep, I went far overboard with the giveaways last month, and referral link usage hasn't been very high lately. I don't know why. Maybe folks are using other people's referral links, or maybe just not many people are currently bothering to experience subscription mode from Star Wars The Old Republic. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why this month for November, in the monthly giveaway, I'm only offering 2 or 3 super crates. I don't even remember that. Let me check again. What am I offering for the November monthly giveaway? 2 super crates, so that's about 2,100 Cartel coins. And thankfully, I will have them available. Maybe if that struggle continues, I will have to revisit my goals for Patreon giveaways starting 2017, but we'll worry about that later on. The good news is that most of my patrons don't really care about the Cartel coins, simply because they've actually never picked up anything that I've been sending them in-game mails. So I guess that's not going to be too horrible for them to learn. How many heroics did I manage to complete in this 1 hour of gameplay? Guardian and Juggernaut are a stable class. They've pretty much always been a stable class for PvP. And if you see them as tanks, that would be most surprising to hear. So I believe you're seeing and fighting with them or against them in DPS mode. So yeah, because Bruno brought it up, in case you guys don't know, I'm doing my giveaways through Cartel coins that I'm earning when people use my referral link. I don't buy Cartel coins to give away. If I was able to afford that, I would actually prefer to just give away money or checks or something, I don't know. Or maybe codes. I could just purchase the code on Amazon and just give you the code instead of forcing you to go in-game, pick up items so I can select those items, purchase them, mail them. No, I'm earning Cartel coins that I don't use for myself, and except for opening hypercrates, which will obviously have to stop for a month or 2 or God knows how long, because I cannot afford it. And it's more important for me to have Cartel coins to do my giveaways that I've been doing for probably about 1.5 years now, than do a hypercrate opening. I don't think most of my audience is really enjoying the hypercrate openings. I know that many of you are, but based on the number of views, I don't think that's an important part for my channel's content, is it? You can correct me if you think I'm mistaken, and if I should, by all means, keep doing hypercrate openings at any cost. Hey, that's actually a good one. Rauk says, I think there are too many people playing with Sentinel and the class starts to look like a generic class to use. No, it depends on the person who's playing it, and pay attention to my voice and flashing eyes. Sorry to be so late, but Takamura, good night. Thank you for joining. You're probably already gone. So my point is, if the player playing a Sentinel is capable of playing it well, and I really, really believe I am, plus if that person is capable of being entertaining with the class and with the commentary, which I really hope that I will be and already am, maybe that's a reason to enjoy Sentinel. It is not fun when you play with 5 other Sentinels in a Warzone game. It's not fun when you have 3 Sentinels in your pug operation group. It's not fun when you have 3 Sentinels DPS, 2 Sentinels DPS in your Uprising team, but hey, that's just what happens. I do remember how I was the only Sentinel with any kind of group content, be it PvP or PvE, for months after the launch of the game. It was always cool. The animations for 2 lightsabers were always fun to watch. I don't know why people didn't play Sentinels back then. Sentinels did get a lot of buffs. I'm supporting the Chiss, so I'm going light side. Hello, Kiragan. Good point. That's actually very valuable feedback. Thanks, Trig. I can't watch your hypercrate videos. I hate to see you burn cartel coins in such a way. Maybe that's a very valid point, and it's not the reason why I've run out of cartel coins. No, the reason is because, especially around Extra Life, I spent about 12,000 more cartel coins. Then that wasn't really part of the plan for the month. Usually at the beginning of the month, and actually well ahead of this 1 month, I'm trying to plan the cartel coins usage. I do calculations, I do maths, and I see how many cartel coins I will need for my patrons at the end of the month, actually in the beginning of the next month. How many am I willing to spend on the monthly giveaway that's available for everybody? How much can I afford to spend on a hypercrate? And for so many months now, 6 or 7, I have been very easily been able to afford those. But in the beginning of November, I actually found myself very, very low. I started the month with 8,000, I believe. So in about, I don't know, 10 days, I've managed to get back 5,000, which is not so bad. Let's see, the new openings I didn't watch because the new cartel packs since 1 or 2 years are bad. If I saw the amount of item in the old packs that... Yes, I agree with you. Unfortunately, I believe I started doing hypercrate openings right at the moment when Bioware started or began screwing up the contents of those packs. Up until the previous month before that, it was entertaining. There were more items and not just generic recolored and rehashed items, but just new designs and most of the time interesting designs. Nobody has ever made a comment about my 1 point available for utility that I haven't spent. I don't care. I mean, I don't care that you haven't made a comment. I don't care which one of the utilities I would select. They don't matter at all for what I'm currently doing. And I just haven't bothered. That's 1 point for the RNG team coming from Raux. You must admit, Raux, though, you probably hate, just like everybody else, when your Republic Commando draws out a tiny, silly-looking pistol in all of the cutscenes instead of using the badass heavy cannon. Or in the Vanguard version, maybe use a rifle. I don't think you can have rocket launchers. There are some weapons that kind of imitate design of a rocket launcher, but not really. There isn't a single weapon in the game, I believe, that actually looks like a rocket launcher when you fire it. But that would be cool. I would love to have a BFG. Whoa. That's a lot of bodies here. And a lot of them are shielded. Oh, these guys are melee. Come on, come down here. Oh, don't push me. I was just in the middle of a channel. Dead silence as I'm trying to find a way to replenish my lost energy, which is impossible, of course. Wake up! Wake up!
All right, make me look good.
Which? Oh, you mean all the cannons in the game look like vacuum cleaners? I don't know, I really love the one that my commando has been using since the day he was created. And of course, there is another reason why I want to go back to my mercenary. I have the best looking bounty hunter outfit available. Unfortunately, it's a level 50 outfit, which was a gift to me by Ivan. He is one of my old times viewers and subscribers. He has been following my content for so long. The impossible has happened. I've bubbled and been distracted for 1.5 hours and I've still managed to level up a second time during that live stream. Oh, come on. Do a clap for Vulkk, he deserves it. I think I'm getting silly already, guys. It's really late Friday. Let me post that thing, the poll. Let me paste the poll once again because I need more votes from you. So far, the dark side is winning by a small percent. Actually, you can see. I think you can see without even voting. But spare like 5 seconds, check what you prefer, and give me your vote. Trig, what kind of an animation is this thing? It looks like the Eiffel Tower, but in weird colors. Bioware said you may not use some force abilities. Am I right or wrong? Regarding what and when? Engineering. No, that's one of the specs I've never played before. And when I play a new class for the story, I prefer to play a spec that I know. So I can go through the trash pulling quicker and more smoother. So I think that's probably why I will stick to the first discipline for the mercenary. Thank you. Really good work. I think that will wrap it up. Hopefully you guys received quality entertainment tonight. You had a chance to see, hear, and discuss together with me, I hope, interesting things. If there is something that I should have mentioned or you wanted me to mention, if I've missed some comments, be sure to write them down again when I publish this video in, I hope, no more than 2 hours as a standalone upload. Just let me know what I missed to talk about the upcoming expansion. There will be a lot more talking when we actually get... Hi Patrick, you're a little bit late. There will be a lot more specific dialogues and discussions in the next month when we actually have the expansion available. And yes, I have been thinking about what can I offer you in terms of guides and tutorials, and that's actually not really much. Or at least what I was able to prepare before the launch of the expansion is not much because pretty much nothing has been finalized and nothing has been official yet. Throughout these last 2 months, I tried to not spoil too much of the secrets and I tried to follow the non-disclosure agreement that I've signed with Bioware. I hope that I didn't mislead them. I hope that I managed to keep you guys entertained when it comes to the new expansion, as well as keep you informed with all of the official updates and maybe here and there some hints and maybe some of my speculations and analysis. I don't know why I'm saying as if you will not see me live until the expansion hits. No, there is a very high chance that you might see me with this girl finishing her last 3 levels, but actually focusing more on gameplay tomorrow or maybe on Sunday. And definitely an upcoming stream with another play session of Gwent. I want to come up with a different kind of a deck and see if I can experiment a little bit. So far, I've been playing with what I consider to be a mixed kind of a deck and kind of an all-siders deck, not focusing on resurrection, for example, or not focusing on big hitters, or not focusing on damage on debuff and weather conditions. That's cool experiment, and I see many people like to do it, but I prefer to play my own game and play my own deck, which is not really one-sided and relying on blind luck or on the stupidity of my opponent and him or her making a mistake. With that, it's time to wrap up the live stream. If you have enjoyed it, please don't forget before you leave to throw in the like. Do that, because it does help and it will be preserved for when the video goes live. Otherwise, you will have to do it then. Bye bye, guys. Have a lovely weekend and I hope to see you soon.